What's going on, folks? My name is Spice. This is Spice Can't Fish. So unfortunately the fishing season is officially over. So yeah, unfortunately the 2023 season has come to a close, for me at least. A lot of our ponds are either completely iced over or just like starting to ice over right now. But yeah, as of right now there really isn't any more freshwater fishing to be done. I can try and get out and do a little bit of saltwater fishing, which I think I might do over the winter a bit, but as far as the freshwater fishing goes, we are over and done with that. So that means a lot more sit down videos, a lot more inside videos, a lot of tips and tricks, stuff like that. Unboxings is going to be something that you guys are going to be seeing a whole lot of coming up, and I figured we may as well start the unboxings off right now. So I think I've got one more fishing video that's going to come out after this video, but we're going to do a quick unboxing for you guys. But yeah, I'm at my local Walmart right now, so we're going to go head on inside. I'm going to pick up a whole bunch of fishing lures, and yeah, we're going to do a quick unboxing for you guys, get the whole unboxing season started. But yeah, parking lot is super packed. I imagine the store is going to be real busy, so we're going to try and be kind of incognito about this. I'll meet you guys inside. We're gonna go see if we can find some stuff and do a quick unboxing for you guys. Alright folks, we've made it to the fishing section. The actual selection around here isn't super good, so I'm going to take a second, go through all this stuff, try and pick out some stuff that I like, and I'll meet you guys back at my place. We'll go ahead and do the unboxing over there, but yeah, I'm going to get to looking around and see what I can find. Alright folks, so for whatever reason the audio on the first part of the unboxing got cut out, so I'm actually going to refilm that real quick. Most of the unboxing went fine, but for whatever reason the first like 5 or 6 minutes it didn't have any audio on it, and then all of a sudden it just started working, so I decided to cut all that footage out and we're just going to refilm it so I can just show you real quick what I actually got with some audio so you actually know what I'm talking about. But yeah, just got a couple of baits to go through real fast, so we're going to get right into it. But the first thing that we actually got was this thing right here. This is a mystery tackle box. This is actually the Inshore saltwater fishing kit. Now I'm actually not a huge fan of mystery tackle box. I've gotten them in the past. I used to be subscribed to them like way back in the day, like 5-6 years ago or something like that, but haven't been subscribed in a really long time. And honestly, I've never really had really good luck out of those things. I used to get some pretty solid boxes again way back in the day, but they started getting worse and worse, so I unsubscribed. And then it seems like every single year I get one of these things for Christmas or my birthday or something like that, so I usually end up getting 1 or 2 of them, and they never really seem like they're all that good. But I figured we may as well pick one up, do a quick little unboxing on this little Inshore saltwater kit, and then at some point next year I'm going to actually take this out and try and do like a little saltwater fishing and freshwater challenge. But yeah, I figured we'd just do a quick unboxing with this, so we're going to actually do that in the next unboxing video for you guys. I think I have one more fishing video that goes up in between these two, but pretty soon you guys will be seeing an unboxing on this thing right here. And I think over the winter I might actually go out and buy a bunch of different mystery tackle boxes, just kind of show you guys what comes in them, give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions. Again, most of the time when I get a mystery tackle box, I'm kind of disappointed with the stuff that I get, but I figure we may as well try and give it a shot. I'm open to trying stuff again, and they do seem like a really good way to get like a good variety of like mystery stuff. I don't really know of any other company that really does that. The company that I used to work with, Best Baits Monthly, did that super well, but you can only get one of those a month. As far as I know, there really aren't any other companies out there like Mystery Tackle Box that'll send you a box of like random baits from a bunch of different companies in one little box. So yeah, you guys are probably going to see a few of these Mystery Tackle Box unboxings coming up here, but we're going to try and sprinkle in some normal unboxings in there as well for you guys. But yeah, that's enough on that. The other few baits that got cut out were a few spinner baits that I picked up. A spinnerbait is something that I actually got a lot of confidence in this past fall. I figured around here and there in the past, but I never really picked it up all that much. I just usually opted for a chatterbait, but this last year or so I've really been experimenting a little bit more with the spinnerbait. I've been having some great success, so I figured I may as well go out and pick up a few more spinnerbaits if I saw them. The selection at that Walmart was not fantastic, so I only had 3 spinnerbaits that I picked up, but we're just going to go through these real quick. We got a couple of Booyah spinnerbaits. This first one is the Pond Magic. This is the shad color, so it's just the white. The 3/16 ounce, so super small profile, as you could probably imagine with the Pond Magic. It's kind of designed for ponds or smaller bodies of water, but I figured I may as well pick one up, just like a smaller presentation for if you're fishing around somewhere with, again, some smaller fish, trying to mimic some smaller bait fish or something like that. A little small finessey spinnerbait like this is never a bad option to have, and again, like I said, the options are kind of limited, so figured I'd pick up a little one of those guys just to add to the arsenal. Also by Booyah, I picked up one of the Covert series. This is a 3/8 ounce spinnerbait. spinnerbait. This is the white silver scale pearl HD color, but again, just like a shad color. Like I said, I never really threw a spinnerbait up until last year all that much, so I didn't really have a whole ton of them. And over the past year or so, I kind of lost most of my spinnerbaits, so I figured I'd pick up a few more shad style ones. You guys are probably going to be seeing a whole bunch of spinnerbaits here in the future. I'm probably going to be picking up a bunch of them in a bunch of unboxings over the winter, so you'll probably see a bunch of spinnerbaits coming up, but these are just a couple of the ones that I picked up. And I also picked up a couple of these little guys. These are the Ozark Trail 3/8-ounce spinnerbaits. This is just the white color. These are the Walmart styles, or Walmart brand spinnerbaits, I should say. They're not the best spinnerbaits ever, but they're honestly not terrible. I think they're like $2.50, and for what you pay, it's really not a bad little bait. I've had some pretty solid success with these things in the past. I've thrown them around a little bit. The hook isn't great on it. The bait keeper isn't fantastic either, but it'll get the job done. Other than that, it's got some pretty solid hardware. Those little blades and stuff are actually held on there pretty well. And yeah, like I said, I've thrown these things around. I've caught a bunch of fish on these Ozark Trail spinnerbaits, so I figured I'd pick up a couple of them. Again, they're like $2 or $2.50 or something like that, so I figured I may as well just grab a couple of them just in case I need them for whatever reason. But yeah, that was all the baits that actually got cut out, so we're gonna jump back in time and I'll meet you guys when I actually filmed the unboxing the first time. But yeah, meet you guys back there. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of the video. But yeah, anyway, on to something a little bit different. These are, I guess, kind of spinnerbaits. These are the cream spoiler shad. They're just like a little micro spinnerbait with a little swim bait on it. I just picked up a few of these. I think I'm gonna probably do a challenge video on these at some point. This color is B1 back, I guess. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really come with a color or any real information on this thing, but just kind of like a micro spinnerbait swim bait combo. And again, just picked it up. I figured it'd be kind of an interesting or fun little challenge video to do at some point over here in the future. And then something you guys have seen a whole ton on the channel, I just got myself another chatterbait. Again, they didn't really have a great selection, but I am kind of running a little bit low on my black and blue chatterbaits, so just picked up a little 3/8-ounce with the black and blue skirt, little black nickel blade on it. If I'm throwing a chatterbait, I usually throw a 3/8-ounce. I don't really stray too much in terms of color. Usually go like a black and blue or a black and purple, some sort of white or shad, and then some sort of like a bluegill sort of color. I'll mix in a red every once in a while, a little bit earlier in the season, but for the most part, that's kind of my three presentations: black, white, and then something like that bluegill kind of imitator. If I'm fishing a more natural chatterbait, I do tend to like to throw something with a lot of different variations in color. I just think it looks a little bit more natural to these fish, but for really dirty water, for when it's super dirty chocolate milk water, I don't really think it matters all that much what your bait looks like, so I just figured I'd pick up a little black and blue chatterbaits for those super dirty water. Okay, another little challenge video bait that I got. These are the Weston Shad Tees Slim. They're a little 3-inch swim bait. They're super small, came in a 4-pack. This color is called Sparkling Green. It's just kind of like a little bait fish imitator. Again, I figured this would be kind of a fun little challenge video to do. I don't really know all that much about this company, Weston. I've seen them around here and there, but don't really know all that much about them. Apparently they're a Scandinavian company, so they're not even from the US, which is probably why you don't see them or hear about them all that much around here, but figured I'd pick them up. I think these were $1 when I bought them, so definitely worth the money. And yeah, look like pretty solid, pretty lifelike little swim baits. They got a little eye on them, pretty good looking little color scheme on them. I don't know if I'm going to just use these as like a small little underspin swim bait, or I'm going to use these for a challenge video or something, but regardless, we're going to find a use for these things because they are pretty sweet and they are a good little bite-sized presentation. But yeah, I could probably throw this on like a little micro A-rig, a little swim bait head, probably throw it on like a drop shot as well, a little Ned rig. There's a bunch of different options that you can use when you're throwing this thing, but regardless, I think it's probably going to get bit, so we're going to have to experiment with these little things and see what we can do with them. Alright, another challenge bait that I got is this. This is the Creek Chub Knucklehead. So again, this is a saltwater bait. Like I said, I did pick up a few baits that were actually made for saltwater. But yeah, here's this thing. That's a big popper for sure. The thing that I guess makes this thing the Knucklehead is that if you can actually see, there's a little joint in the head of that. So I imagine you get a little bit of action when you pop that thing. But other than that, it's just a massive, super shiny, super reflective popper. Again, figured this would be a fun little challenge video. Throw this around, see if we can get some giant largemouth on it, or maybe some pike or something. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do some more research on this thing before I throw it. It's just an oversized popper, essentially. Like I said, it's got that little joint in the head, so it should give it a little bit more action. But I'm really excited to see what this thing does in the spring and summer. Again, we're probably gonna have to throw this around, do like a challenge video on it, and see if we can get bit. But yeah, I am super stoked to throw around this little knucklehead right here. I've never seen this bait again, like I said, but I feel like if we do get bit on it by a largemouth, it's gonna be a big old fish. Alright, I also picked this up, not for a challenge video or anything, just because I saw it and I thought it looked cool, but this is another topwater, another saltwater topwater actually. This is the Yo-Zuri Hydro Pencil. It doesn't give me a color on this thing, but it's just kind of like a shad IU kind of baitfish color. Got some gold on the sides, bronze back, and then just like a silver belly, but from below it's obviously just gonna have that silver belly, just like a natural baitfish kind of looking color. Again, this is another saltwater bait. With all these saltwater baits, I think I'm probably gonna have to switch the hooks out if I actually use them realistically, but overall I think they're gonna probably get bit pretty well. And this, besides the hooks, is pretty much no different from your normal spook. It might be a little bit bigger, a little bit thicker, but overall it's just a normal spook bait. But yeah, there's just a little bit of a better look at that bait for you guys. Really interesting looking bait, like I said. I don't really know anything about this bait. Again, it's a saltwater bait. I'm not a saltwater angler, so I really don't have any information when it comes to these saltwater lures. But alright, also from Yo-Zuri, also another saltwater bait. I got this little thing. It's a twitch bait slow sinking. This is the 3D Inshore series of the Yo-Zuri baits. They call this color black silver chartreuse. So just got a black back, a chartreuse belly, and then just silver all the way across. This is almost supposed to be designed as like a lipless, slow sinking jerkbait. That's what I hear these twitch baits are used for, at least anyway. I've never used one before, but I figured I'd pick one up just because, again, it seemed pretty interesting and I've never seen one before. But I hear people use these. Again, this is a saltwater bait, so it's probably a little bit more of a saltwater specific technique. But I bet that a largemouth would definitely fall for it as well. Yeah, there's that little bait for you. Pretty interesting. Like I said, very reflective, very silvery and shiny, as you can imagine from the name. So it's about 9/16 of an ounce, so a little bit more than half an ounce. So not a super big bait at all. Again, just kind of like a lipless, slow sinking jerkbait is kind of how I would describe it. But yeah, another little saltwater bait to play around with in the freshwater, see if we can get some largemouth to commit to it. Alright, and last up, a bait that everybody knows. These are the Bill Lewis rattle traps. I just picked up a couple of these. These are the half-ounce size, I believe. We got two different colors, like I said. We got the blueback herring, which is this guy. I actually have this color, just a different size of this bait, so I just decided to pick up one that's a little bit of a different size. Then we also have the electric silver color, which is this one over here, a little bit more of a natural baitfish color. But again, just decided to pick these up. You can never have too many lipless crankbaits. I always love these Bill Lewis ones. They always make some pretty... And I mean, obviously the Bill Lewis rattle traps are the original ones. They are the industry standard, and they're the industry standard for a reason. So yeah, just got a couple more baitfish lipless crankbaits to add to the arsenal, and a couple of different colors that I didn't have. Alrighty, now I just got a little handful of soft plastics right here, so we're just gonna go through these guys one at a time real quick. Starting off with these guys, this is actually another saltwater bait. These are the Lake Fork Trophy Lures live swimming shrimps. So these are very similar to their Live Magic shads, just a little bit of a different profile. The tail is swapped the wrong way, I guess. But other than that, they are pretty much the exact same bait. I figured they'd be a great little chatterbait trailer or a swim jig trailer or something like that. But I do have a couple of red chatterbaits, and I do like to throw them a little bit earlier in the spring, so I think that's probably going to be a pretty solid little chatterbait trailer with that bright orange color. This comes in a 5-pack, and they call that color New Penny. So again, like I said, just like a bright orange, like copperish kind of color. Should be, again, perfect little chatterbait trailer for a bright red chatterbait or something like that. Alrighty, next up, got myself a couple of packs of the 4-inch jerk baits by Cream Lures. These are, again, as you can probably imagine, just like some small little soft plastic jerk baits. You can use these for chatterbait trailer, spinnerbait trailer, pretty much whatever you want. You can throw them like a normal jerkbait, throw them as an oversized drop shot lure. But these are on sale. Again, I think I got them for like $1.50 or something a pack, so figured I'd just scoop a couple of packs and see what we can do with them. But we have the smoky shad color right here, which is again kind of like a shad color with a little bit of a red and silver flake in it. And then we also have the firecracker chartreuse, which is kind of like a brighter bluegill color. Not exactly sure how I'm going to use these yet, but I'm sure we'll be able to find something to do with them. Like I said, there's a ton of different ways you can fish with these things, so between a drop shot or a chatterbait trailer or something like that, I'm sure we'll be able to find a use for these at some point or another. Alright, got a couple of packs of the Yum Swimming Dingers. These are obviously very similar to the Yum Dingers. They just have like a little swim bait tail on them, kind of similar to like a ribbon tail worm or like a little cut tail worm or something like that. These baits are a really good mix between like just a normal swim bait and then like a Senko. You can hop them along the bottom. You can fish them slow, or you can reel them and just fish them pretty fast. Very versatile little lures. I used to throw these a whole lot, but just haven't really thrown them a whole lot recently. So yeah, I figured I'd pick up a couple of packs. So we got a pack of the Watermelon Red Flake, and then also picked up a pack of the Watermelon Pearl Lantern. But yeah, nothing super special about these guys. I've thrown them before, like I said, I just haven't thrown them in a good long time, so figured I'd pick up a couple of packs just to throw in the arsenal for when I start to run out of baits here in a little bit. Something that I saw that I was actually really interested in trying were these little Gulp sinking minnows. This is the pumpkin seed color. I guess this is Gulp's rendition or version of a Senko. I'm obviously not going to open these or take these out because they have that Gulp scent on them, but I figured I'd pick them up and give them a shot, see if they actually work. Back when I was a kid, I used to use Gulp like I think a lot of us used to. We used to go out to the little Dick's Sporting Goods or the Walmart and buy those little jars of Gulp baits, and they get all over and get all messy and stuff, but I guess Gulp has somewhat upped their game and started coming out with like some more conventional bass fishing tackle. But yeah, stoked to see what these things can do, see if we can hopefully catch some fish on some old-fashioned Gulp. Although to be honest, I am not looking forward to opening this package whenever I get around to it. Alrighty, next up we got ourselves a pack of the Zoom U-Tails. These are just kind of like a smaller downsized version of a ribbon tail worm. I don't know if they're like 5 inches or 6, but they're just like a smaller ribbon tail worm. This is the pumpkin chartreuse color, so it's just like a normal pumpkin color throughout the body, and then the tail is a chartreuse. I like that color for imitating like some bluegill or something like that around the summertime. Funnily enough, I actually found a pack of these towards the end of the year down in the local pond that I was fishing. Didn't end up throwing them around at all, but I do have a random pack with like 2 or 3 of these random little U-tails in it, in the exact same color as well. But yeah, I saw these, I think it's like a 20 pack for like $4 or something, so I figured I may as well pick them up, see if we can actually throw them around this coming year and catch a couple of fish with them in the post pond. But yeah, nothing really more to say about them. They're just kind of like a generic, smaller version of a ribbon tail worm, so if you've thrown a ribbon tail, you've definitely thrown something very similar to these U-tails. But yeah, they'll definitely get bit, so I will definitely be throwing these things around at some point this coming year, and we'll see what we can do with them. Alrighty, second to last, I got a pack of these Excite baits. They're like these little swim baits. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they're a good looking little swim bait. I just kind of saw them sitting off in one little corner and figured I'd grab them. They're kind of like a watermelon candy color, just like a bright watermelon with some purple and green flake in it. Again, I've never seen these before, I don't think. I know the company Excite Baits, but I don't necessarily know what that swim bait is. But it's just kind of like a generic looking little swim bait. Realistically, I don't really need any more swim baits. I've got a ton of these little soft plastic swim baits laying around, but figured I may as well just pick up a pack of them just because, well, I guess you can never have too many, and I may as well just keep adding to the collection. Should be a good swim jig or chatterbait trailer. Could also throw it on just like an underspin or like a weighted swim bait hook. But yeah, little Excite Bait swimmer. I'm definitely excited to throw that around. Alright, and these last 2 packs of baits are pretty much the same thing, so I'll just show them to you guys together. But got a couple of packs of the straight tail worms from RoboWorm. Got a 4.5 inch version, and then also the 6 inch version, just a pack of each. These are both the Margarine Mutilator color. It's one of my favorite colors. I love anything that has purple in it when it comes to fishing lures. I think it looks great. I think it works great. Kind of an underappreciated, underused color. And yeah, I'll probably be using the smaller ones on a drop shot. Larger ones will probably go on like a shaky head worm or something like that. But yeah, obviously RoboWorms are very well known for not lasting super long, but being really good bait. So definitely had to add a couple more packs to the arsenal when I saw that they had them. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up today's video, folks. We have a ton of new stuff to work with. This is not going to be the only unboxing you guys see coming up here this year. Probably got a few more coming in here pretty soon. But again, this is just a quick little run to Walmart. Ended up finding a whole bunch of really good stuff, so definitely excited to throw a lot of this stuff around in the coming year. Got some good stuff for challenge videos, got a bunch of good stuff to just add to the arsenal, and overall I think I did a pretty good job. Got a good little haul of stuff from Walmart. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today's video, folks. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see some more content from me, check and rec 'em, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.